Hey everyone, it's Suzanne here with a quick deep stretch video for you. So we're just going to hit on some areas that we tend to have a lot of tightness and tension stress. So if you have a strap handy or a belt or a tie, that would really help. And if you're really tight, some books or blocks would help kind of get a little bit deeper into some areas and maybe assist you so you're not holding your breath too much. So just pay a lot of attention to your jaw, your shoulders, and areas that you hold a lot of tension. If you're holding your breath and you feel it kind of captured there, just back off. Just go a little bit easier. You don't have to stretch as deep. So as long as you're not feeling any pain or discomfort, you just kind of, you do you of how deep you want to go in the stretches. But this will help just release and let everything go. So find yourself somewhere on your mat. Rock back and forth a few times. With your heels on your toes. Let your shoulders come up to your ears, down your back. Palms open. So like there's a string at the crown of your head pulling you upright. We'll take a few cleansing breaths. Close your eyes here. So inhale, fill everything up. Like you're pulling that breath all the way from your feet. And you're going to suspend it. Just hold it. And then exhale, sigh it out, relax the jaw. Let everything go. So again, another inhale, fill everything up. Feel that expansion. And an exhale, sigh it out. One more time with that. Inhale, fill up. Hold. And exhale, sigh it out. Beautiful. So shake out anything. Kind of pick up your feet, move, shake out your wrists, move side to side. So we're going to take our legs into a wide side straddle. Toes can turn out a bit. We're going to work on a forward fold. You're going to soften the knees as much as you need to. So first inhale, sweep the arms up. Gaze up if it's comfortable. Exhale, just open up the palms and spread your fingers wide, right back down. So again, inhale, fill up. And an exhale, release it down. Again, inhale, filling up. And exhale, release it down. So this time we should just take one arm up and sway over to the side. Try to bring that arm back closer to the ear. Don't strain in your neck. Keep your gaze down if it's more comfortable. Kind of feel that buoyancy opening up the side of the body. Come back up, switch sides. So we don't get a lot of breath here. So when you can get some movement and breath, really feel like you can breathe a bit deeper. And then come back up. So just inhale, sway over, exhale, side to side. One more time each side. Nice. Back to center. So hands on your hips. Take an inhale, like a superwoman, Superman pose. And as you exhale, you're going to hinge at the hips and fold forward. Soften the bend in the knee. So you can use a brick or a block. So your gaze is at the floor. A little bit, kind of looking a little bit forward. Maybe about a foot or so forward. So you feel that connection, breathing into your hamstrings, maybe a stretch across your back, shoulder blades, breathing here. So soften the bend in the knees, let your hands catch back on your hips, slowly come back up. This time turn your left foot out. So you're a bit in a runner's lunge pose. And we're gonna put our weight over to the left and honor that knee. Make sure you're giving yourself enough space. You might need to heel toe that foot like I did a little bit forward. You can bring those right toes up off the mat. Then again, the assistance of the block sometimes will help. So you're not straining here, you're still breathing, connecting with any tightness that you're feeling. And then come back up and switch sides. Let yourself adjust into it. And once you find that place that you can breathe, and you feel that rubber band tightness, you can start to let some of it go. And then come back up. So like we did with the swaying side to side, we'll do that side to side, creating some movement, some fluidity back in the body. And then find yourself back in that stance with your hands walking forward. It's a wide-legged downward facing dog. So your weight back in the heels. Let your head come between your arms. Nod your head yes and no. Releasing any tension you might be feeling in your neck. Slowly start to walk your hands back underneath your feet. Heel toe your feet closer. Hands on hips. Bring yourself back up. So shake it out. Bend the knees, pick up feet. Kind of like you're just kind of recalibrating all that energy. Move side to side. Relax. Side out through the jaw. Let it go. So take a hold of a strap or a belt. This is really good to open up that shoulders. And that movement of us, we tend to be rounded so much throughout the day. So relax in your legs, soften the bend in the knee, have that strap or tie or something you're holding on to a little bit wider than shoulder height. So on an inhale, bring that up and connect with that rubber band tightness. Right there, wherever it's at, and slowly come back down. So inhale, bring that up. Deep inhale. Two more times with this. You usually don't have to go back very far, and you'll feel that connection, just the tightness, your shoulders and your back. So right where you're at, just breathe there into that space. And then let that left hand still catch that strap, bring it up towards the ceiling. That right hand comes back behind. So you put a bend in that left elbow. And so you're kind of walking your hands closer together. Don't worry about if they don't catch, they don't touch. If you don't need the assistance of the strap, you can just interlace your fingers. Go ahead, just breathe here. Put your hand there in the small of the back. Kind of it helps extend the chest forward and opening up some space. And bring that left arm up, switch sides. Take that hand, in this case the left hand, back behind. You started with the other side, no worries. You know where we're going with this. Bend that right elbow. So just gauge that, how much you're still breathing. Notice if your jaw is clenched. Notice if you held your breath. Just back off a little bit. arms down by your side. Inhale, sweep them up. And again, pick up space. Spread through the fingers wide. Really, like you're really reaching up towards the ceiling and you're opening up. And then exhale, palms reverse direction. Slow motion. Inhale, sweep that up. And then exhale, slowly let that go. Bring your right arm across the body. Have that left palm. You want to gauge that to see how it feels when you compress it in. You want to go deeper? Bend in the crook of the elbow. But again, just you do you. See how you feel. And let that beautiful breath release some tightness. Works on your nervous system. Let's go with some stress. And switch sides. Breath into the belly. You can get 10 good breaths into the belly every day. Just consciously be aware of it. It really does wonders for stress in your nervous system. And release that. So we're going to work on a forward fold. We're going to honor that lower back by softening in the knees. Find yourself about hip distance apart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, hinge. So that hinging right here at the hips. Hold. Inhale, flat back. Hands on your shins or the ground. Exhale, hold. Reverse all the way back up. And then just fall right back into it again. Maybe sigh it out if it's really tight. So it's almost like it's one breath each cycle. An inhale and an exhale down. So last time with this, and then we'll gently come down onto our knees, hands and knees, cat-cow pose. Tap the toes if you want a bit of an arch stretch. Drop a softened belly, tilt the chin up. Tops of your feet. Draw the belly button in, chin towards chest. And then few deliberate, slow motion moves. Go back and forth with this. And coming back up, come all the way to seated. So we're going to set up for a wide-legged side straddle. So have a strap handy if you are really tight in the hamstrings. And you want to soften the bend in the knee if there's really tight hamstring issues. You don't want to force anything out with this. This is a pose, you want to move the fleshy bit away from your bottom. So you're sitting on your sit bones. Your feet are flexed. Pull back towards you. So let your body adjust here. You can take your hands back behind for a moment just to let them support this pose for you. In fact, if you want a bit of a chest stretch, you're pulling your arms back so you feel that across the chest. So you're going to turn over, in this case we'll start with our right leg, over towards your right leg. So again, you're going to go that hinging of the hips. You're going to lead forward. You're not going to force anything. You're welcome to use a strap or a belt around that flexed foot. Inhale here and exhale, just hinge. So again, make connection with a space that you can breathe into and stay there. The longer you stay there, the more you can release and let go. Let that synovial fluid do its magic, lubricating your body on the inside. Every exhale, you'll start to feel gravity assist you. And again, don't force anything. Breathe into it. Two more breaths here. And bring yourself back upright. Find yourself over center. And you're going to walk your hands forward. You can use the assistance of a block. It helps you. Keep your feet flexed. And it's just important not to get in a sense of panic or tightness. We lock up in areas of our body that we tend to be so tight. You want to just let that breath. If you have to, just find that mantra of breathing in, breathing out, in and out. And you notice that, you'll start to feel, it's just almost like you're melting down. And bring yourself back upright. So position yourself over to the other side. And it could be completely different. You could feel much more tightness on this side. Could be a little bit more space. You just kind of meet your body where it's at. That's it. No judgment. You're just going to say, okay, how are you feeling? Where are you at? What can I let go of? So I'm going to use the strap on this side. I'm going to take a deep inhale and exhale. I'm going to sigh it out. Because I know I'm going to meet some tightness. I'm not going to force anything. I'm just going to breathe into it. Let my body adjust into it. You'll start to notice the spaces that you hold, where you're holding it. And maybe you can let some of it go. Bring yourself back up. So again, we'll go back into the center. Deep inhale, nice belly breath filling up. Exhale, sigh it out. Walk your hands forward. And again, use a block or a brick, anything that helps. You'll notice too when you're doing this, the glutes will tighten up. Let go of that tension. Let go of that tightness. So it's not a competition to try to have your forehead touch the ground. It's just, this is where I'm at in that really wonderful feeling of letting some space go, letting some tightness go. And then bring yourself back up. So start to put a bend in the knees. Release, relief. Windshield wiper, side to side. They say the poses that you dislike the most are the ones you need the most. What a surprise, right? And that's one of the ones that I struggle with. So for a moment here, just take your legs out straight. Again, move the fleshy bits away. Inhale here, exhale, reach towards the toes. And again, use a strap, let the hands catch onto the shins. You don't necessarily have to reach the feet. Meet yourself where you're at. Sometimes putting a towel underneath your knees helps release some tightness and tension. And bring yourself back up. So for a moment, bend in your knees, come back onto your back. And let yourself kind of rock and roll side to side, massaging along that back where you had all that tightness and tension of that fold. And then roll onto one side, or you can kind of rock and roll yourself up back to seated. So we're going to do something for the IT band in the outer part of the hips. I think it's called fire log pose. So just put a bend in one knee. In this case, I have my right leg bent down. I'm going to bring my left ankle. So it's like you look down between your legs and it's making a triangle between. And in this case, you'll see for me, I'm very, very tight on my hips area, IT band and that hip flexors. This left leg is floating up. There's space between, and you can bring a block if it feels a little bit more comfortable. Bring something it can rest it on, or a towel or a blanket. But I recommend just not forcing anything here. For a lot of this is really tight. Soften your breath, kind of breathing into it. Don't hold your breath. Sigh it out if it's really tight. If you have a lot of flexibility, hands forward, walk forward. If not, just stay right here. You're going to be here for about 5 more good breaths. Straighten that leg, kind of windshield wiper side to side, shake it out, flat palm around, in this case the outer hips. Bring that other leg forward so it's a bit parallel, and that ankle above, you can look down and see right in between, it's like a triangle you're making. And then breathing into it. In this case, I'm not as tight on this side as I am on my left. It's a little bit easier to bring down. You'll notice that one area tends to be a little bit tighter than the other. Wherever you're at, breathing into it. Keeping that top foot flexed. Hold forward if you have that space. If not, just stay here. And I got you. I feel it. It's tight for me. So feeling that rubber band tightness. Breathing into it. A couple more breaths here. Beautiful. Shake that out. So one more pose we're going to go that's a little bit deeper before that, but we've heated up that space right there. So I want to find yourself on your knees. Take your knees out wide and keep your feet flexed. So it's like you're feeling like a frog will have its feet out like that. And you notice your hips will want to go forward. So you want to try to keep your hips in alignment back towards your knees. Don't worry about how far you're coming down on this. Use the block if you want to. You might immediately feel this. This is it. You might say, this is it. This is where I'm going. I'm not going any further. Just make sure you're protecting your knees. Sometimes patting the knees will help this. This is really a deeper stretch. I feel like a lot of people tell me though, when they do this, they sleep better. It's just something about this, creating more space in that area really is helpful. You can come all the way down. Just feel how it is for you with this. And again, you'll notice your body will shift forward. Try to bring it back in alignment. You want to meet where that tightness is at, and don't hold your breath. Really strong, deep stretch. So just honor it. Just going to be here for about 4 more breaths. Try to give yourself a deep breath. One really deep breath here. And then wherever you're at, take your time. Bring your knees back in. Find yourself seated for a moment. Straighten out your legs, your flat palm. Maybe massage around the legs for a moment. The inside of the knees, anywhere you felt some tightness. And wiggle it out. So we'll finish with some cleansing breaths. So find yourself in a comfortable seated position. Hands down by your side. Take an inhale. Again, sweep up, fingers stretch wide. This time, palms together at the heart. Let that melt back down. Again, inhale. Up. Exhale down. This time, right hand down, left arm up overhead. Sway. See if you feel a little bit more flexible in the sides of the body. Back towards center. So inhale, sweep up. Palms pressed together. Exhale, sigh it out. And that's it. Thank you very much. I hope that helped a little bit, giving your body a little bit of much needed flexibility and some stretching in it.